Hey everybody, if anybody watched my video yesterday, I'm sorry. Camera cut off. I got disconnected from the energy and it was just a butcher job. So today I did everything straight through. So we didn't have any breaks, hopefully. This message, I'm going to try to leave it general because it could go a couple different ways. But I'm leaning towards financial difficulties or fear of rejection. But I'm going to try to leave it open, see if it does resonate with you. Obviously, don't make it fit if it doesn't. So, in the very beginning, I had an urgency to stop something from happening. I was lighting my sage and I forgot to disconnect my smoke alarm. Naturally, I got up quick to disconnect that. Otherwise, something would have happened. So, I was trying to control something. Right after that, I had very tense shoulders, a lot of stress, a lot of things probably from the external weighing in on us. Then, what came through is to sing in the rain is not that fun. When we think about that, it's this idea, it's portrayed as this amazing experience, but think about the weather, think about the conditions, cold, wet, and if you're looking up, it's hitting you in your eyes, it's not very comfortable, but we're putting on this face to show that we're having a good time. Everything's great when it's not. Did hear a crow call around that time. I started to become hungry, like my stomach was needed something, and yearning for love came through. And then this thought that I had about, I didn't post a message yesterday. Uh, I personally thought it could have destroyed someone if they were going through the situation that came through. It was very aggressive. And was the situation that it was is not an easy thing to talk about. Obviously, if we were one on one, it'd be a different story, but blasting it out there, and if someone came across that was going through that, I mean, hell, it would just fucking destroy them. So I didn't post that out of fear of rejection or being misunderstood, mistaken. I mean, I'm guilty of it, but I also looked at it as this could do a hell of a lot of damage, and that's not my goal at all. It's to help. After that, something is spooling up. Something was gaining energy to a point that it has to be released. It cannot be contained anymore. An igloo came through. We're looking at an igloo, if we're in an area where we have seasons, we have summer and there's no snow. During winter we do. And if we build an igloo, it would be as a temporary shelter. It's eventually going to melt. And what came through was, with the wind blows the wind. Closing statement, come and stay. So I did pull some cards on here, and we'll squeeze it all together here. We had impatience, Three of Wands reversed, which stagnation, delays. We're impatient. We want something to change, and we're trying to control it. If we reference my smoke alarm situation, I'm trying to stop something from happening. I can't. We're tied up. At that point, we had Five of Pentacles, hardship. It's where I kind of led to like the financial aspect. Uh, and if we are in that situation, anybody that has been there, we start to go down, and we can't really see a light out. It's inevitable, but maybe we're not at that place because we're trying not to see something. If we're singing in the rain, acting like it's all okay, not viewing the uncomfortableness and misery of the weather, we're trying not to see the true problem. We then had, Two of Swords, inner conflict. Maybe we have to make a decision that is uncomfortable, or we don't know which decision to truly make. If we have two decisions, which one do we do? If they both look shitty, it is a tough place to be. Then we had something that needs to be released. Excessive control, Queen of Wands reversed. I mean, obviously, it is a natural thing to try to control this outcome. How could it not be? I don't blame anybody. I've been there. It's we're trying to stop something from happening, that because we can see what's gonna happen. And when we look at the igloo, we built this little shelter to maybe keep that problem away. And we're coming into spring. That snow's gonna melt. We don't have that anymore. Maybe it was a nest egg. Maybe it was our savings. Excuse me. And then with the wind blows the wind. It's inevitable. You know, we can't undo it, or we can't see a way out. If like, let's just use the idea of that we're living off our savings, it's gonna go away. We need to do something. Or if we got ourselves into a pickle, that something cost a lot of money and now that's gone. Our nest egg is gone. We can't change that unless we do something. Maybe in the very beginning we've been trying to do something and nothing's fucking happening. And we're losing it, but we're just trying to put a face on like, yeah, everything's okay. But inside we're fucking screaming. And the way we're dealing with it is trying to control it or wear a mask. When at the end of the day, we have Four of Pentacles reversed, which is releasing that fear. We need to release that control to break free from this own prison that we made for ourselves. You know? Did we make it? Well, did we just get a shitty hand of the deal? Anything's possible. I've seen it both ways. I've lived it both ways, I should say. One thing that came to mind that I wanted to share was when we're going through these situations, the only way I could make peace of it is that I have to go through this to see what it feels like to better relate to people that have to help them. So most of my life I would have just viewed life as the majority of the population. You know, you do what society tells you to do and in this order, and that's what your life is. Obviously that's changed, but I don't talk freely about this because I don't see it that much. Like, I don't see it in myself, but I know it is there. Like, as a healer, like, I have those abilities, but do I walk around? Do I say, hey, you know, I'll fucking heal you or whatever? No, like, that's not my... I mean, I guess I'm doing a disservice to myself by neglecting that, but I don't walk around like a name patch, you know. Hey, look at me. I can fix you. No, but like if you look back into situations past in your life and you look at it and it's like, wow, that happened, and then look what happened from it. Maybe you're just bait for a situation, or you know, you go and then things change at an employer, you know, grid working, like stuff like that is what I'm getting at. But I'm not trying to say it in a boastful way. I'm trying to say that this is how I made peace with it, because the more that I have experienced, the easier it is for me to relate with people. Is it fun? Fuck no. You know, when I look at it, people might say, oh, wow, that was really tough, a hard life, whatever. And now that I look at it, it's like, no, it wasn't bad, you know, it wasn't a big deal. Bullshit, when you were going through it, it was hell. But now it's over and it's just something that I experienced. I got out of the victimhood of why is this happening to me? And I looked more at it, this is happening so I can experience it, so I can help more people, which is really difficult to think about when you're going through it. It's really hard. Like, let's say, since we're talking about money here earlier, you're as broke as it could be, you're doing the math, it's impossible, you've been trying to get a job, and it's just not happening. And you can do the math and you're like, I'm coming to an inevitable fate. Why would this be? You know, I did everything right. Why am I going to have to experience this? How do we experience poverty without being in it? Which I just want to get out of it, you know? And this might be the fate. Not saying that that's the future, but you go up, we start again, and we get back up. You know, it's it's not easy to be in it. When I was saying it's like, yeah, I had a lot of tough things that happened, but I don't identify with that. I don't carry it around as still in the victimhood. When I'm going through it, of course, something help me. Somebody please help me. Give me a blessing, like get me out of this. And they always did. But it only happened when I released control, when I stopped trying to fix it myself. It's the more we try to control it, the farther away we're pushing it away. Which naturally we're going to try to control it as best as we can. And then when we get to that place and everything just doesn't work anymore, we, we you got to accept what it is. To say, hey, okay, I can't change this right now. I've done everything I could, and now it is up to external help, whatever that may look like. We got to keep our eye open, and sometimes this an opportunity comes along that isn't exactly what we want, but we take it just to feel safe and get by, and then stick to our goals still. We're still going to work towards those goals, whatever they may look like. But I know I went off on a tangent there. Felt like somebody had to hear it maybe. I get where you're at. And I'm not saying it's just, oh yeah, let's just it's easy. No, it's not easy. Watch, if you're watching everything that you've worked so hard for it, a fear of losing it, of course. I get that. Having nowhere to go, no one to call. I get that. Been there, done that. But we'll always be taken care of. And if we look at it like, you know what, if I got to go through this to help somebody else, I'm strong enough to do it. For that purpose, I'm going to be fine. Which isn't very easy to hear when we're going through it. So with that, I wish you the best. It really comes down to our control and releasing that control, uh, which isn't easy, believe me. So with that, I wish you the best. Have a great day.